and welcome to the finest of London. And today our guest is Professor of Said Business School at Oxford University, Chairman of the Investment Committee for CBRE Global Investors, Chairman of Newcore Capital Management, Andrew Baum. Andrew, welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to see you. I think last time we met was about 3 years ago, and gosh, the world has changed.
Yeah, it certainly has. It certainly has. And let's hope it goes back to the way it was before.
Yes, fingers crossed. And first, I would like to discuss a little bit about business and then to move on to your academic life, if you don't mind. So you chair Newcore Capital and work with institutional real estate investments. And you also develop property strategies. What would you recommend, and what strategy would investors like to use right now?
Okay, well, Newcore Capital was set up in 2011 in order to produce an investment strategy that was much more resilient in the face of the damage that's going on in the commercial property markets for quite a long time. So before the COVID crisis, the retail property market was already being challenged by online selling, by Amazon and so on. And of course, working from home has been possible for many years. So the fundamental demand drivers are slightly more challenging for traditional commercial real estate. So we had to think about what are the alternatives? How else can we invest capital on behalf of our investors in a resilient way? And we decided that was in social infrastructure, storage and accommodation. So things like schools, hospitals, care homes, storage, land, things that are really needed for society and that aren't damaged by cyberspace.
Yes. Is it still profitable to buy, let's say, land and then build up some residential mixed-use developments?
It's very competitive. To residential is always what people seem to be interested in for obvious reasons, but the residential market is extremely competitive. We have a shortage of land in the UK for residential development, and we find that there are much more fruitful areas in the non-residential markets. You know, it's a lot of people are trying to build rental housing right now, and it's very competitive.
So let's talk about your latest book, Real Estate Investment and Finance, Strategies, Structures, Decisions. Give us some takeaways.
Well, the main takeaway is that real estate is not an easy asset class. You know, there's probably a myth that everybody likes real estate and thinks they can invest successfully and profitably in real estate, but I don't think that's true. Real estate is a very difficult asset class. It's not incredibly complicated, but it's difficult.
What's the main difficulty, Andrew?
Well, building a low-risk diversified portfolio is very difficult because you need a lot of money to build a diversified portfolio. You know, these assets come in big lumps, and it's generally a market for professionals, which is often inhabited by amateurs, and the professionals are inevitably going to be better than the amateurs at finding value and in asset management. And so in the structuring of a portfolio, in the sourcing of the stock, in the asset management process, all of that is best done by professionals. And I think it's a bit of a myth that real estate can be done by sort of hobby investors. It's complicated. We can all be lucky, of course. I mean, if inflation sends all prices upwards, we can be lucky and do okay, of course, without professionals. But right now, I think we're now learning why we need thoughtful people and the ability to structure really resilient portfolios, which is what I hope we're doing at Newcore.
I know you have also an online program at Oxford University called Future of Real Estate. Can you tell a little bit about this? What are the main segments of the program?
Yeah, that's great. I mean, this course launches at the end of March, so it's brand new. It's an online program, online only. It's about £2,000 to register, and it lasts for about 6 weeks. So people people spend between 7 and 10 hours a week online for 6 weeks, covering 6 different modules. So we talk about real estate as an asset class, the stuff I've just been talking about. We talk about valuation, finance, and investment. We talk about the commercial markets, office, retail, industrial. We talk about the future of housing. We talk about property development and regeneration, smart cities. And then finally, we talk about real estate funds and how to build resilient portfolios. So we're already getting people signed up for this, and we're really looking forward to launching it at the end of March. And it's suitable for everybody. It's whether you're a senior real estate professional who wants to know more about technology and innovation, whether you're a young tech startup that wants to know more about real estate, whether you want to get into the real estate industry as an amateur or as a professional, it's for everybody.
So what one has to
Maybe you should do it, Diana.
I'd love to. I have more time on my hands right now. So what we have to do, we have to go to the website, Oxford University website, and apply there.
Yeah, absolutely. So Oxford Said Business School online programs.
Okay, I'll leave some details in the description for the video, so our audience can check this out. Andrew, you also were honorary professor of real estate investment and a fellow of St. John's College at the University of Cambridge from 2009 to 2014. Is there any competition between two universities, Oxford and Cambridge?
Oxford and Cambridge.
Mm-hmm.
Oxford and Cambridge.
Tell us all.
Yeah, well, inevitably, there's competition between Oxford and Cambridge, of course. Particularly, I think, amongst the graduates of those universities. I think people are very proud of whether they went to Oxford or Cambridge, if they were fortunate enough to go to either. I don't think the universities themselves see themselves in direct competition. I think they see themselves more as partners in a sort of a mission to create very high-class educational experiences and high-class, world-class research. And often we collaborate, and the sort of competition is gentle if it exists at all. And that they're sort of slightly different places, but they share a lot of similarities. And so often they do collaborate on quite a lot of things.
Do you have a favorite sport in Oxford?
In a sport in Oxford? Well, I'm too old to play sport in Oxford now.
Tell us some secret spots where good to go.
Favorite spot? Well, yeah. Well, the favorite spot is definitely the Radcliffe Camera, which is behind the Sheldonian Theatre. It's a lovely, quiet part of Oxford. It's beautiful. There's tremendous history there. Wonderful coffee shop in the basement of the church next door, and the Sheldonian Theatre has wonderful classical concerts. So that's my favourite part of Oxford. Right next to Blackwell's bookshop as well. So if you go to Oxford, you've got to go to a bookshop, and Blackwell's is the place to go. So yeah, lots of places in Oxford that are nice, but that's probably my favourite part.
We are now approaching to my favorite part of the talk show, where my guests get to tell me one secret fact about their life that not many people know. So it's your turn.
I don't really want to tell you any secrets, Diana. I mean, I'm a private person. I once made the mistake that, okay, here's my secret. I used to play in a band called Slim Panatella and the Mellow Virginians. Okay, so that's my dirty secret.
Oh,
I once made the big mistake of taking.
Yes.
I made the big mistake of taking the LP into my work and showing it to my staff. It was a terrible thing. Never mix business with pleasure like that. So I'm happy to share my secret, Diana. It's
enough.
Quite a long time ago, and it's something that I don't talk about very much.
So did you play a guitar? What did you play?
Mandolin and guitar, yes.
Do you still play?
And I was a singer. Yeah, I still play. Yeah, we have a performance coming up soon on the college that I'm associated with in Oxford, Green Templeton, has a music event twice a year, and so I'm playing in that. And it's very important to continue to be creative, I think, particularly now. It's a great thing. I sort of tend to pick up my mandolin every day. Yeah, you've got to do something, haven't you?
So music and I suppose fitness, fresh air, friends. What shall we do now to keep up in the good spirits? What would you recommend?
It's difficult. It's difficult. I think this is about the hardest part of this whole crisis. I think we, at a time of year for things to happen, and I think this is the hardest time of the entire epidemic or pandemic. So I think trying to keep positive in January and February is very, very hard, and getting outside, seeing the sunshine, getting fresh air is the most important thing by a long way. So I go out nearly every day on my bike and get as far as I can. It makes me feel a lot better. And usually the sun shines. It's been cold and it's been wet, but generally the sun shines most days. So it's nice today. So get outside is the answer, and break your routine up. I realized this morning that every week has been the same for the last 4 weeks, sort of 5 days of Zoom calls and then a weekend off. And I'm going to have 2 more days off next week and have a holiday, because you just get stuck in these routines. It's crazy.
I promise I won't keep you long. Thank you so much for your time today and for your wise recommendations. All the best for 2021. And hopefully you will be our guest at our business events very soon here in London. And for my viewers, don't go far, and I see you in my next video. Bye for now.